One of the most challenging roles I've ever held in my career was when I was at Walt Disney World, and I was the leader of this department called Operations Integration, and it was my team's responsibility to make sure that all the senior executives from all the theme parks, resorts, and lines of businesses worked in alignment with one another, and that large-scale initiatives that cut across all of operations were implemented effectively. Therefore, my team and I got very savvy when it came to the importance of creating project charters to make sure everyone was on the same page with regards to what we were striving to accomplish. And the more clarity we had on what we were to achieve, the better positioned the team was to meet and exceed expectations. The background and objectives section of your proposal serves that identical purpose for you and your client. You have to know where you're going in order to know whether or not you got there. So there are three things that you want to cover off in the background and objectives section of your proposal. The first thing is what I'm calling the situation summary. Now, this situation summary is where you faithfully report back to your client in your own words what you heard them say with regards to who they are as a company and what is driving their need to reach out to you. To do this section justice, you want to make sure it's free from judgment, either good or bad, as well as refrain from any recommendations of what you think the client needs. It should again serve as that receipt to your client that you've accurately heard them. This section is where you take advantage of that put it on the flip chart technique that we discussed in the last section of this course. The second thing you want to capture are the business objectives and expected return on investment for the solution. You are basically laying out what business performance gaps your client wants to bridge and the expected return on investment for bridging those gaps. You do not want to detail what they hope that a solution will look and feel like, such as we want to design and deliver a training program that's engaging and motivating, or we want to increase the team's knowledge of customer service skills and that kind of thing. Again, those are not business objectives. Those are design criteria for a training program. What you do want to detail out is what you uncovered in your directional agreement with your client, such as we want to increase customer satisfaction from a 5.6 to a 9+ as measured on a Sterling assessment, or we want to reduce customer attrition by 25%, or we want to increase net promoter scores from 3 to a 7 as indicated on customer satisfaction surveys. You will also want to capture the expected return on investment for achieving those objectives, which can also be viewed as the business case. There is a dollar amount attached to any type of initiative, let's say customer turnover. You want to show in this section that whatever investment the client makes in doing this initiative in terms of direct and indirect costs will be worth it based on the return that they can expect to gain. This section is strictly about the work at hand and the value of doing the work at all. Now, the third thing that you want to capture may seem redundant to the second thing that I just discussed, but it's really completely different. Every leader is responsible for engaging in continuous improvement activity, whether they partner with a consultant or whether they just do the work on their own. So the work that was previously discussed and described is what your client is accountable for delivering. Those are their results that they have to deliver on. But that said, there is a role for a consultant like you that you bring to the table that enhances the process that they use to obtain those results. So the value that you can bring includes many different things, such as you can reduce the cycle time and accelerate the achievement of results, or you can reduce or eliminate false starts or wasted efforts. You can improve buy-in, reduce resistance, improve the work quality, improve the perception of the importance of the initiative, reduce the team's time away from the operation, and so on. And while you cannot guarantee the results of the project, you can guarantee the results of the value-added contribution that you bring to the table. Therefore, the more that you can show the return on investment for leveraging your expertise, the better you'll be able to persuade your client towards why working with you is a no-brainer. So now that we're clear about the backgrounds and objectives section, let's turn our attention to the second section, which is where the real fun begins.